Alonzo, we cut you off in last episode during Mega Man 2. You were going to tell us about your new house, and we cut you off.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're recording this episode for the first time over in my new place.
What is your address listed here?
My address is 5555 East Pennsylvania Lane, Massachusetts, New York.
I thought you lived in Massachusetts.
New York.
But New York makes more sense. You would explain the accent.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
I'm so sad that Mikey didn't put that sound in.
What sound?
It's the senator saying, "I can't wait to have your cock in my mouth."
Mm.
I think that was it, wasn't it?
The Alonso chuckle. Yeah, I'm not going to remember what any of these soundboard sounds in post, so I hope you'll forgive me.
That's fine. You can edit all of them in at once.
Okay, so there is a platform, an invisible platform here, and it's like just barely possible. In this game, when those blocks reform, they hurt you, and you can damage boost upwards to reach the top of this. Because this game is held together with popsicle sticks and glue. And that's...
Yeah, why do you keep saying that exactly?
Because it's kind of true. This game doesn't really... Like, evidently, what I recall of the development history of the original Metroid
what you were describing seems a lot more like jank than like instability, which is what I picture when you say glue and popsicle sticks.
Uh-huh.
Okay, well, both things are true. Like, this game is unstable, it gets really laggy at points, but also it's kind of designed... Come on, game.
I like her going, "Oh!" Could you edit that onto the soundboard? Her going, "Oh!"
You keep forgetting that every time we add something new to the soundboard, I have to remove something. See, like, you have to be, like, frame perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you can take
practically frame perfect.
You can take off that one.
But basically...
that one has to stay.
What I recall was Nintendo hired, like, these two programmers, I think, and they're basically like, "Hey, why don't you make something for the Famicom real quick, and we'll get Yoshio Sakamoto to produce for you guys." And they're like, okay, so they left them to their own devices for like several months, and then Yoshio Sakamoto and whoever came back to check on them, and they'd barely gotten anywhere because they were focused on art or something, and the game like barely worked, so they just cracked down, and I want to say within 1 to 3 months, they cranked out the whole game. And that's why this game is the way it is. Because it was developed, even though it had like a roughly longer development timeline in total, most of the actual progress happened within like the last stretch of development, which is why, at least partially
crunch.
why...
I mean, this game had like 2 developers, right?
I want to say like during that final stretch, they brought on more people to help them finish it.
Wasn't a lot of the issue...
They brought on an unpaid intern.
Wasn't a lot of the issue also just switching, initially starting on the Famicom and then switching to NES?
The worst part is that they only got paid 5 pesos an hour.
Well, in that case, that would be like the transition from North America to Japan, or from Japan to North America or whatever. And here we get to see another problem with this version. Now it has to load again.
Oh shit, that's right.
Ethan loves loading.
So every time you go between areas on planet Zebes, it has to load. Now, thankfully, you don't have to flip
Venus.
Yeah, on planet Venus.
Venus.
Yeah. But yeah, like that development timeline explains why it constantly recycles the same room layouts over and over again and makes it incredibly confusing to get around, and why the health system is so bad. Like, the health system is fine. Like, this whole idea of you collect energy tanks and attacks take away variable energy, that's fine. It's just the fact
like recharging, you don't spawn with full life.
Yeah, you start with 30 energy units no matter how many you have, and there's no way to recharge.
So, to get to full health, could it actually take you half an hour?
I want to say I did, like... Because this is where people who are fans of this game, like the NES gaming grandpas, will come in and say, actually, if you go to Turian and just fight the Metroids over and over again, you can grind your energy back much faster than the 30 minutes the AVGN said. And it's like, yes, that's technically true, but that's like at the end of the fucking game. You know, like, there are rooms in the game with enemies that are more likely to drop 20 units of energy.
But how would a 6-year-old in 1987 know that?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it was 86, but same
well,
difference.
87 in America.
Is that true?
Yes. Alonzo, look it up.
Alonzo searching on the intern.
What was that?
When was Metroid released in United States versus Japan? Do you look at release dates?
All right. Release dates. I am on the Metroid Wiki. In Japan, it was August 6, 1986 on the Famicom Disk System. And then in the NES, on North America, August 15th, 1987. And then in Europe, in January 15th, 1988.
Edit in an Ethan fuck yeah moment.
Fuck yeah!
Just kidding.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to any of that. What year was it in North America?
Let me
87.
Let me get,
Ethan was
let
correct.
me get the screenshot real quick for you to edit in.
To this edit. If this edit takes you any less than 30 hours, I'll be upset. and I'll go on hiatus.
Get in the fucking hole! Okay, there we go. Also, get used to looking at this screen with the 4 bubbles that you have to keep breaking over and over again because they'll reuse it approximately 25 million times throughout the rest of the game.
Mikey
Another
getting
thing
salty
that
at games that he loves makes me happy.
I don't love this particular game. Like, the remake is my favorite Metroid game. So,
Zero Mission?
Yeah. Like, I love Zero Mission. And, like, I can appreciate parts of this game, because, like, when I reviewed it, I thought I was pretty even-handed with it. Like, pointing out things that were good about it, because, like, one of the nice things about this game is that it's less structured compared to the later games, which is, you know, both a blessing and a curse, because, like, it means that the game itself doesn't have that development timeline I discussed earlier, where, like, because it was made in kind of like practically like a game jam session kind of dealio.
Yeah, game jam session.
Yeah, that's like a thing where like we're gonna do like a Game Boy game jam, which is basically like you get like, I don't know, a week or 2 days to throw together a prototype that looks like a Game Boy game, and it's just like the goal is to just be creative within a short time frame. And that's kind of sort of the...
by giving yourself... working with constraints is what makes the most creative games.
Right. You gotta
so
create
as you can see, I'm like basically
it's just like the 2-day movie that Red Letter Media did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
It's kind of like that. The 48-hour film... Okay, come on, get up there. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, she exploded.
That's the problem with this game too, is sometimes you'll just get trapped in the bottom of the screen and you just can't get out. There's like a section later on here in Norfair that's like that, where you'll get where I swear if you fall in, you have no choice but to wait till your life drains and you respawn.
Yeah.
But you might have noticed that when I died, there was an option to save the game, which is another one of the benefits of playing this version, is that it has the same save system as The Legend of Zelda does. Like, literally the exact same thing, where you register your name and you can delete it, even though the delete is called kill mode for some reason. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that's a Japanism, I'd say.
Yeah, and so you could save the game, whereas in the North American version, they're like, we can't afford to put 10-cent batteries in this cartridge. Fuck that. Let's make the worst password system of all time with 25,000 million characters in it that you have to write down, including with, I want to say it has lowercase and uppercase. I might be wrong about that.
Uh-huh.
That's how the Justin Bailey code works.
And it's like, evidently, nobody localizing it for North America thought that was a problem, that password screen. And it's like, because like the deal
it was 1987, like there were no rules, and it's just amazing. Sorry to go on an autistic rant here. That's what I love most about NES games. I've analyzed why I love this stuff, and I find the jank and interesting design choices of the NES games specifically to be the most fascinating, because like there were no rules, but this is the first really big popular system where they could expand upon games, and just seeing them develop these rules in real time is super fascinating and cool. And like this is one of the original NES games when it got super popular, I guess. And to see all this jank, yet it's still considered to be such a classic and launch such a series that's what I find fascinating about it.
Actually,
Sorry, my rant is over. Yeah?
Launching the series necessarily wasn't a thing. It actually didn't sell that well initially. It became popular after, I think, a little while after it was released.
It became popular after it became a franchise.
Well, no,
I know there are
like,
two releases of the game in the US. There's like the yellow box release with nicer art, and then there's something that looks more like the black box earlier stuff.
The black box stuff. So they re-released like 4 NES games in 1992, and they had different box art. One of those was Metroid. But so that was like it's called Classic Series.
Oh, fuck you, game.
It's called Classic Series. Here, I'll go take an obnoxious selfie with my copies and I'll show you. How about that?
Okay, make sure to make the most ridiculous face humanly possible like you usually do. Alright, come on. Like, I literally had the last missile I need, and then, like, the bomb pushed me off the platform, and by the time I got back, the missile had despawned, so... Thanks for that, video game.
Video games are great.
Alright, there we go. Oh, I just gotta avoid murdering myself. Yeah, but, one of the advantages of the Famicom Disk System is that I want to say there's an extra soundtrack, like a track that you could play sounds on the Famicom period that we just didn't get in the US for some dumb reason.
So there are 60 pins on a Famicom cartridge, and there are 72 in America. They added 10 pins for the American version for the 10 NES lockout chip. So,
okay, so that's
in
what
that process, they also removed 2 pins, and those were for FM synthesis. So, therefore, the NES does not have FM synthesis on anything, but the games can be utilized this way with the Famicom's disk system because of those 2 extra pins that they removed in the United States, and that's also why they don't have the port on the bottom of the NES. It was never used for anything, the expansion bay.
Yeah. There was some talk early on about bringing the disk system over here, but what we ended up doing is using something called memory
banking
mappers or something. Yeah, bankings, mapper, like colloquially they're called mappers, but there's a more official name for it that I can't remember at the moment. Memory management module or something.
Diarrhea dick fart?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys remember Dick Butt, Ethan's favorite meme from 2013?
Yes.
So that's unironically still my Uncle Mikey's favorite meme. He still loves it. He still loves it.
Okay. But he also still loves the Phantom Menace, so...
Yeah, man. He's got some weird views. He's a Republican, so, I mean, what do you expect?
Oh, fuck. And he lives in Washington, too, so he's one of those weirdos.
He was the only Republican that lived near Portland, Oregon.
Something, like, when I go on my walks, I'm trying to lose weight and get my exercise in for the day, I go past this house that has, like, unironically a Trump flag hanging from it saying, Save America 2024 or whatever.
Yeah.
And this guy had a fucking boat. Like, he had, like, his pickup truck with a boat attached to the back of it, parked on the street sidewalk for, like, 6 weeks in a row or something. Something ridiculous like that. So every time I'd walk past it, I'd have to, like, squeeze myself around this fucking boat. And it was really annoying.
So he was an asshole is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That describes it all right.
It's so crazy how
Really is,
different the Famicom and NES box covers are.
I know, right? Well, Nicole wants my attention. Can you pause for a sec?
See,